Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our online community as well. Have you seen our Christmas tree? No? You have to see it. It's really lovely. So we also have our Christmas tree, but also signs of menorah, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa as well. So this is a time when our houses are full of light, right? And our streets are full of light too. So this light, the light of our Christmas tree and the light of our Hanukkah and the light of Kwanzaa, it reminds us and it guides us to come home. So today we will practice together, and may our practice with various forms of meditation and a Dharma talk by Reverend Jieun guide us back to the light within. And we'll begin our practice today by welcoming Hannah, who will guide us in some moving yoga practice.
Okay, sorry.
One hug to start.
Hi. So let's start with interlacing the fingers and bring the hands behind the head. Gently bring your elbows towards your face and drop the chin towards the chest. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Release tension in the back of the heart. You could slide your hands towards the top of the head a little bit more, drawing the chin in closer to the chest. And then if you like to round further, a little farther down, bringing your elbows towards your knees a little more. Let the back spread open. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Slide the hands towards the top of the head. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Bring both elbows forward and then up to the ceiling and open. Squeeze the middle of the back together. Lift your chin, lean back a little bit more. Pull the elbows back. Sit up straight, elbows into the face. Open the right elbow. Open, lift the chest. Open it more. Exhale, center. Open the left elbow. Lift the chest. Open it a little bit more. Exhale, center. And both elbows again. Lift the chest. Lay your head back in the hammock of your hands. Squeeze the middle of the back together. And exhale, center. Arms up overhead. Stretch your arms up. Straighten your elbows as best as you can. And pull the arms back behind the ears. Bring the head back behind the heart. Extend the right arm out to the side. Take the left hand overhead. Drop your ear to the side. And really stretch through the palm of the hand. Get some energy going through the arm. And then lowering the arm down by your waist. Slowly stretching the muscles in the side of the neck. You can move the arm a little bit and get some blood flow going through there. And just massaging the side of the neck with your gentle movement, pressing the shoulder and the ear away from each other. Now press your head against your left hand to come up and change sides. Extend through the left arm. Relax your face, press through the heel of the hand, drop the ear, slowly lowering and dropping the shoulder away from the ear. Bring your head back a little. Press the shoulder down and back. And then do what feels right for you, just to get some blood circulating through all those points of tension in the neck and the shoulder. Use your breath. Exhale away tension. Now press your head against your right hand and release. Good. Let's bring the right arm up behind and use your left hand to pull it back. And you could press your head against the hand to help open up the arm and pull it back. Lifting the chin a little bit, lifting the ribs, and then the other side. Left arm back. Use your head to help. Use your ribs. Pull the arm back. And release. Eagle arms. The right arm is on top of the left arm. As high up as you can get, and the back of the hands are towards each other. You lift the elbows as high as you can. Take the hands away from the face, and you hold that steady, nice soft neck, and press your shoulders down as hard as you can. If you can cross twice, then, and you know the full pose, you can go all the way, but this is the same stretch. Elbows up, hands away from the face, stretch the shoulders down. You can move a little side to side in there. Again, massaging the body. Release the hands, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the arms back, lift the chin, stretching the area between the throat and the heart. And we'll do the other side. Left arm on top. Is that right? Thumbs towards the face. So it's this way, and then this way. And then if you cross twice, you can cross twice, but it doesn't matter. Elbows up, hands away from the face, press the shoulders down, and just move a little in there. You might want to round forward and bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and roll this way and that way. And then up and release. We'll take the left hand down by your side and the right arm up. And side stretch. Press the right hip down before you go too far over. Press the right hip down. Lean back, look at your thumb. Breathe, pull the arm back, straighten the arm if you can. One more time, all the way over, stretch. And up. And the other side, left arm up. Try to keep your head on straight instead of dropping the head to the side. Keep the head on straight no matter how far over you go. Drop the left hip down. Breathe into the side. One more. Stretch. And up. And then you'll twist to your right. So the left hand here, the right hand behind you, and twist. Take a couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale, twist, lift the head, open the heart, twist the shoulders. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist. And the other way. Inhale, exhale, twist, relax and drop the shoulders. Pull the head back, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, twist. Squeeze the waist like a dish rag. Squeeze, twist, and center. And then a low twist. Lean over your right knee and twist a low twist over the right knee. So you're leaning towards the thigh, and it's a nice low twist. Good. And then you could stay low and walk your hands across to the other side. Good. And then come center and we'll stretch out the legs. You could stretch your legs out in front of you and just shake them a little back and forth. We'll bend the knees. And then you're going to have your knees bent, drop the left knee in, and then straighten it, and then the right knee in. So it's like this. You can lean back on your hands. Your knees are up. The left knee drops in. Breathe. And lift. And the other knee, and go at your own pace. If this is too slow and you have kinks you want to work out and go faster, you could go faster. Like to go slow and let the body release a little back and forth. Good. We'll stretch out the right leg, and bring the left leg in, and forward fold. Let the tension go. Leave your worries behind. 2 more breaths, softening into the position, not pushing or pulling unless you want to. Otherwise, just soften into the position. Up. And the other side. Extend the left leg. And forward fold. Use your breath. Relax into the present moment. Okay, we're going to come up to stand now. And just loosen yourself up a little. Do the twist. Loose, 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 loose. Let out the tension. Thank you. We'll remain.
We'll make 4 bows to Ilwan Song, our Dharmakaya Buddha. So take a moment to be in your feet, bring your palms together in front of your chest. And we bow in gratitude to the 4 graces. I bow in gratitude to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite beneficence of nature and the universe. I bow in gratitude to the grace of parents, honoring the beneficence from parents, ancestors, and all those who have had a nurturing role in my life. I bow in gratitude to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. I bow in gratitude to the grace of laws, those that guide us, protect us, and promote justice. Good morning. Please take a moment to say good morning with your beautiful smiles and your palms together to your neighbor Buddhas. Take a moment to make yourself comfortable. Prepare your body for sitting meditation. Now, the method of seated meditation will be guided by Michael.
The method of seated meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms, and allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel, the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and onto the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in your mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjan breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Our meditation practice continues by chanting the Ilwan Song vow and the Heart Sutra. Please open up your chant books to pages 4 and 5.
One song vow. One is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, sentient beings, in one manifest as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence till one unfolds into infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence, till one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, grace arising from harm or harm from grace. For we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwan Song, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan and become one with the nature of Ilwan. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion and deeply practicing Prajna Paramita realized that all 5 aggregates are empty, and thus became free from all suffering and distress. Shariputra form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness. Eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind consciousness. Ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance. Old age and death, nor extinction of
also proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra, which says, gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awaken. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha.
Let's take a moment to bring our arms up and stretch. Breathing in, reach for the ceiling. And breathe out, bring your arms down. Stretch, let you roll the back a little bit. And then sit up straight. And we're going to twist from one side to the other side. And then loosen the neck, roll the neck in one direction. And the other direction. You may stretch out your legs. Take a moment to rub your knees and make yourselves comfortable. And now we will listen to a Dharma talk by Reverend Jieun. And the title of her talk is Shaping Your Life by Awakening the Power to Choose. So please bring your palms together to welcome Reverend Jieun.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's already December. So I wonder how this year has been for you. I hope each of you is living with a sense of hope and joy. There are many things that contribute to our happiness. Our health, the people we love, meaningful work, or the simple pleasures of daily life. But psychologists have consistently found that one of the strongest predictors of happiness is our sense of control. The feeling that I can do something about my life. Do you agree that it's a strong predictors of happiness? I have found this to be true in my own life. A sense of control comes from knowing that we can choose and that my choices can shape our lives. Psychologist Martin Seligman demonstrated this in his famous experiment with dogs. Some dogs were exposed to electric shocks with no way to stop them. Eventually, they stopped trying to escape. Even when later a low barrier was placed, the one they could easily jump over to safety. But the dogs that had even a small sense of control, those that learned they could stop the shock by just pressing a panel, did not give up. They jumped over the barrier and escaped to safety. This experiment showed something revolutionary. It's not suffering itself that creates helplessness, but the belief that there is nothing I can do. What about us, human life? There are many things in life that we did not choose. Things that make us feel as if there is no option at all. Nothing we can control. We were born with certain conditions, all right? We arrived in a particular family, country, and culture. We inherited a certain temperament and personality. And throughout life, challenges and unexpected events arise without no notice at all. So, are we to believe that our happiness depends only on chance? Many people throughout history have shown that this is not true. One of them was Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. In his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning, he described how people in the concentration camp were pushed beyond every physical and emotional limit. Starvation, exhaustion, and constant fear. And yet, he noticed something extraordinary. Even in such extreme suffering, a human being could still choose their attitude, still choose their way, and preserve their human dignity. He wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Frankl's insight may come from extraordinary suffering, but the truth he discovered applies to ordinary life as well. One such person is Lucy Hone, a resilience researcher at University of Canterbury. She lost her 12-year-old daughter in a sudden car accident. In the early months of grief was overwhelming with waves of emotion, leaving her feeling as if she had no controls at all. But she began discovering that even in the deepest grief, small inner choices could shape the path of healing. And one day in her kitchen, she made a quiet but decisive choice. Choose life, not death. Don't lose what you have to what you have lost. From that point on, she practiced choosing where she would place her attention. When her mind spiraled into endless what if questions. For example, what if I hadn't booked that trip? What if we had left 10 minutes later? She gave herself a limit, only 2 what ifs. Then she would say to herself, "That's enough. Any more will harm you. Go do something that distracts yourself." And she would intentionally shift her attention by calling a friend, or stepping outside, or doing something that required her focus. She also asked herself one guiding question over and over. Is this helping me or harming me? She used this question for everything, from deciding whether to attend the driver's trial to noticing when late night scrolling through photos deepened her pain. And she shifted her energy and attention toward caring her 2 boys who were also grieving. She said she could feel herself slowly returning to the driver's seat of her own life. The grief did not disappear, but she discovered that even within uncontrollable circumstances, there was still a sacred space of response where choice was possible. Viktor Frankl and Lucy Hone remind us that even in moments when we feel helpless, there is always an inner power to choose. This power is limitless. As one Buddhist minister, I feel that this limitless power is beautifully symbolized by this image of Ilwan. The circle that represents our true nature. And this image, Ilwan-sang, reminds us that beneath all confusion, fear, and habit, we already possess the clarity and strength to choose our way. From the moment we wake up in the morning to the moment we lie down at night, our day is filled with countless choices. And every choice, big or small, produces a result. Choice begins in the mind, moves into action, and gradually shapes the direction of our life. These choices appear even in the quiet of morning meditation. Will I let this thought go, or will I play with it? This is your choice. And throughout the day, will I speak from irritation or take one breath first? Will I hold on to resentment or will I stop? Will I keep scrolling on my phone or will I stop? How many intentional choices do you make a day? I think most of the time we end up following one of two things: habit or desire. The automatic pull of I feel like it or I don't feel like it. So when we step aside and allow habit or impulse or desire to choose for us again and again, they grow stronger. And our sense of control grows weaker. In Won Buddhism, we have two practices that help us reclaim this sense of choice. The first is journaling practice. In this practice, we record one choice we made that day and the result it produced. This simple act helps us clearly see the connection between our actions and their consequences, and helps us understand how we want to respond the next time. Through this practice, I discovered something interesting. When I move through the day on autopilot, if I look back on the moment that I acted, I just reacted, I completely forget that I even have a choice. There is no moment of pause. The power of a habit and desire, it's so strong. So journaling interrupts that automatic flow. It reminds us to pause, to become aware, and to remember that every moment contains a choice, an opportunity to respond with intention. rather than habit or desire. And there is another practice that helps us not only become aware of how we want to respond, but actually change our habits. This practice is called Jieun. You may have heard about this, Jieun, or mindful choice in action. Literally, Jieun means keeping something in mind. Keeping something in mind. In one Buddhist practice, it means this. When the moment comes to do what I resolved to do, I do not forget. I carry it out. It sounds simple, almost too simple. There's nothing special. Yet think about how often we know what we should do, but don't actually do it. Sometimes we just forget. Sometimes habit or desire pulls us in a different direction. And yet, each of small choices we make or do not make slowly shapes our entire life. So Jieun is not just noticing our breath or emotions. It is mindfulness that leads us to deliberate action. So to begin this practice, choose one small habit you want to cultivate. Something concrete and measurable. Mr. Taesan, the third Dharma master of Won Buddhism, taught that Jieun begins with what is right in front of us with our daily work and daily life. It doesn't have to be grand. For example, if you often arrive late to meetings, you might decide, I will arrive 5 minutes early. Then decide when you will practice this. So so you can think about every event that you can practice this. So every appointment, including work meeting, doctor's appointment, and gathering with friends. And when the moment comes, even you are getting ready to leave, the old habit will call you. It will tell you that you still have time. You still have 10 minutes, You can do something else, maybe. The familiar patterns will always feel easier. I experienced this, almost every morning when I come to the meditation hall for early morning meditation. I always have the urge to do something else, to the last minute, But this moment is the heart of Jieun, the mindful choice and action practice. You have to remember what you decide to do. And like Lucy did, you can ask yourself, is this helping me or harming me? Just this brief moment of pause. Then carry it out. You can leave a little earlier than your habit tells you to. If you arrived 5 minutes early, then mark O in your journal. If you don't, mark X. Or you can record the number of the events. Don't hesitate to write X. An X means you were mindful enough to notice your choice point, even if you didn't act as you intended this time. And most importantly, don't try to avoid the many X's that may appear in your journal. Those X's do not mean that you did something wrong or you are poor in your practice. Then what does it mean? They mean that you were honest and you were awake to your actions that many times. This is how practice becomes life. Choice by choice and action by action. We return to the driver's seat of our own life. I don't believe there is any other shortcut. So when we reflect on the habits we want to cultivate, it helps us to ask a deeper question. Like, what is the life I truly want to live? Where do I want my life to be headed? They are not always easy to answer. No matter our age, they remain worth asking. Sometimes we believe we've been working hard, making good choices, only to later realize that we were digging diligently, but in the wrong place. Being awake in the moment is important. But before that moment comes, it is equally important to know the direction you want to go. This is why the teachings of wise spiritual guides are so precious. They continually point us toward a larger horizon, a higher purpose, a clear way of seeing ourselves and our lives. I often think, if I had not met the Dharma of the one Buddhist teachers, how narrow my understanding of life would still be. And that limited view would have shaped my actions and choices in countless ways. For example, through their guidance, I came to understand that I am not just a being who appears for one lifetime and disappears. Therefore, this lifetime is infinitely precious. And that I have the seed of awakening because Buddha nature is innate in everyone. Therefore, as long as I practice the right direction, I can keep progressing. That we are all connected, not separate. That my true nature is originally pure, perfect, and free. Therefore, I never give up on myself. And that working for the benefit of others is the most direct foundation for my own well-being. And it has become the guiding foundation of my life as a minister. They also taught me that unless we consciously remember and examine ourselves in our daily life, practice cannot bear fruit. Mindfulness is not vague. It begins with noticing what I easily overlook in the middle of my daily life. Mr. Sote-san taught that all human beings share a common purpose: to recover our original nature. To turn away from confusion, ignorance, and wrongdoings, and to restore the equanimity, wisdom, and the moral compass within our hearts. He also taught, when we die, we take nothing with us, except the vow we made toward the Dharma and the strength of the mind that practiced it. If this is true, then we must examine our lives from a different dimension. We cannot take any material possessions with us. Even our beloved family and friends cannot follow us. What continues is only the strength of our mind. How sincere we transform anxiety into peace, anger into compassion, resentment into gratitude, and selfishness into actions that benefit others. When we deeply understand these teachings, they naturally shape the direction of the habits we want to cultivate. They guide us toward the kind of person we hope to become. So on the personal level, we can begin by changing even one small habit that holds us back. And we may choose one small action each day to benefit others, offering a sincere prayer, wishing well to those suffering, or doing one kind act without expecting anything in return. This is just an example of how understanding of the Dharma shapes our practice. So returning to these teachings over and over, again and again, it helps us reorient our steps and choose the kind of life we truly want to live. This is why I try not to skip scripture reading, even just a few lines every day, so that I can stay connected to their wisdom, to the wisdom of the wise teachers. So in this last month of the year, I encourage you to take some time to rediscover your true intention with the guidance of our teachers. Ask yourself, when my final day comes, with what mind do I wish to look back on my life? What will I regret? What will I be proud of myself? These are the questions worth asking long before the end arrives. So let us honestly look at the habits that block our happiness, dim the light of our original nature, or keep us from the person we long to be. We may not see all of ourselves clearly, but we can begin with what we already know. So for some, it may be habits around exercise, food, sleep. For others, it may be losing hours to YouTube or social media, or a way of speaking that harm others, or a mental habit such as avoidance, procrastination, or resistance. Whatever it is, choose something that you, not others, recognize as an obstacle to a fuller, a happier, and more meaningful life. One Buddhism begins with the declaration that Il One is the mind seal of all Buddhas and the original nature of all sentient beings. Our path is to uncover that original nature, to clear away what obscures it, and to become Buddhas in our daily life. And this direction is beautifully presented in the Ilwan Sang vow that we chanted together. So I'd like to close today's talk by reading the final paragraph of the Ilwan Sang vow. So why don't you read it together? It's on page 4. The last paragraph of Ilwan Sang vow. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwan Sang, the Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully. thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Il One and become one with the nature of Il One. So with this vow in our hearts, may each of us fill our daily life with meaning, intention, and joy. And may we all continue the journey of becoming Buddhas in our daily life. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Jieun, for your precious Dharma. Thank you. Let us now open up our chant books to page 6, and Helen will guide us in reading the essential dharmas of daily practice.
Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
So I have a few announcements to make. And the first one is that on January 10th, 2026, we will have our national Sangha gathering. So this is an online gathering. Many of you have joined last year. This is a time where we get to gather together from practitioners from all over the country, and meet people and have breakout groups. And also Venerable Juksanim will give us a Q&A during that session. So please sign up if you can. It's a wonderful opportunity to gather as a whole Sangha, our whole big, larger Sangha. And we also have, for the holidays, we have a Columbia Opportunities food bank needs, they need essentials right now. So it's been very tough for people who are hungry and needing basic needs with the government shutdown, and things are just slowly getting back up and running. So they need toothpaste and essential things, toothbrushes, things like that, soap and those kind of things. Also food if you would like. So we do have baskets out there. Please consider giving whatever you can, and then we deliver it. So if you don't see anything in there, because me and Reverend Dachang just delivered it. And then lastly, we have many opportunities to further your practice, deepen your practice, and you can find those online, many retreat offerings. So one at the end of the year, Tai Chi retreat, but also the beginning of the year, we have retreat offerings already posted online. So check those out. The foyer has them as well. So let's do a little bit of a different closing today. Let's sit up and close our eyes for a moment. So, in light of Reverend Jieun's practice, let's take our practice into our lives by choosing our way. And I want you to imagine that you have a candle in your mind. A candle. Deep within the dark recesses of the mind, there's a candle. And very mindfully light that candle. And see that light illuminate and shine and glow within your mind and within your heart. And we choose our way. So this light represents the path that we have chosen, this path of truth. It represents our path home to the nature that we are, that is accepting, that is without discrimination and judgment. The nature that loves anyway, regardless. So each and every time you see a light this holiday season, let it bring you back and remind you to the moment to practice, a moment to pause, to bring us back to this light that burns, ever present within. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. We will see you again next Sunday. And on your way out, please enjoy tea, and there's some cookies as well.